Actually, Terry's getting gas, and these guys have like boards and sticks. Eddie Pittman still has these scars on his arm. You know, I mean, it was rough. It was real rough. And then somebody shot a. Let's see here. What was that? Somebody just shot a gun up in the air.
Wow.
But I will tell you what, man. There was no cops because 2 miles down the road, somebody was just killed. So they were all down there doing that, while all of us were. Yeah, that was a pretty rough night. That was my first wrestling match ever.
Yeah.
Welcome to the match.
Welcome. How did the match go, though?
Oh, I don't even remember.
Okay.
Lots of hip tosses.
I guess after that.
Lots of hip tosses, lots of body slams.
I mean, how did you feel about it, though?
Nervous. I didn't feel good about it at all.
You didn't?
No. No. There was probably 12 people there. Actually, I'll tell you what, dude. There was more people at the gang fight than there was at the match.
I guess that's pretty standard.
Then, the next night, I was out with Sika because of course that was my trainer. And Sika says, "I want to know if you have got my back." I said, "Okay." I didn't know, what he was doing, so we were like at a bar, and Sika walks up to this dude up at the bar and says, "Hey, man, what do you say, man? That kid called you gay." And that guy jumps up, comes over there, and I start rumbling with the dude right in the middle of the bar. And that was all. And that was all from Sika.
Thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, that was how I got into business.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was that 5-star wrestling you were working for then, or was that?
No, that was later.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a lot later.
Huh. How long did you go? How many more months until you actually got comfortable with your craft to the point where you were like, I'm not nervous with wrestling anymore.
Probably 2 or 3 months after that.
Okay.
What was John's work name? I got it in my head and I can't think of
John,
it.
man. John was my buddy.
It was like a heartthrob gimmick or something?
No. John was the Ripper.
Oh, the Ripper.
The
Ripper.
Ripper. That was it. Yeah. John was a good guy, man. That was my first tag partner.
Weren't you working him and got knocked out doing a superplex?
No, that was actually Rick Lamb.
Oh, that was Rick?
Yeah.
That you were working? Okay.
Yeah. Off the top rope, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
And yet he was 6'9" as it is.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
And he gave me a, yeah. But that was my first night as a heel. That was how Bobby Doll came about.
This may be out of order, but when did you develop? I mean, that's a good segue. When did you develop Bobby Doll?
The whole Bobby Doll gimmick?
That Jeff Jarrett stole.
Oh man! Well, actually, I tagged.
Bob told me.
I had tagged with Jeff Jarrett, and so Jeff Jarrett stole everything from me.
Is that
you heard it here first?
Is that a shoot?
No.
Jeff Jarrett.
No, like how did you? When you wrestled, when did you do?
I was in McIntosh, Alabama. I was wrestling Primetime, and they had to have one more heel because evidently somebody didn't show up. So I said, "I'll do it," and I went over there, and that's how the whole Bobby Doll thing started.
What were you wrestling as prior to that?
I was Bobby Doll.
Oh, okay. You've always been,
but
Bobby
not the
Doll.
same persona.
Okay.
And so then that was just natural for me. I mean, man, it was natural just to basically piss people off.
Right.
I mean.
So you had a lot more fun with it.
I was good at it.
Sure.
I was real good at it.
You still are.
Being a heel's the easiest and the most fun.
But, I mean, it's like everybody popped, and that match was a great match. And then that's the night I got knocked out in the ring by old Rick Lamb.
Nice.
Yep.
You had some...
How did you hear about that?
I think you told me.
Did I? I have flashbacks.
He got knocked out. He loses time.
No, go ahead.
Well, I'm probably speeding along. We've got a lot to cover, though.
Yeah, that's probably best that we speed along.
You had some tryouts with Vince.
Yes.
You had some WWF at the time, dark matches.
Dark matches, yes.
You kicked the crap out of Funaki on Raw, or was it SmackDown?
SmackDown.
It was SmackDown. You had a bar brawl
A vignette
with the APA, and you were in the brawl. The dark
brawl
match
that says it all, right?
Yeah.
I used to have that on tape.
You trained.
I still do.
You were. You.
I would too.
He makes the family watch it every Christmas.
Yes, that's it. And we all sing Christmas carols, right? Yeah. Silent night. Okay,
Broken Funaki. And then there was also the Memphis stuff that you did where
yes.
you were
Power Pro,
where you started doing. I had
a good time.
You
there.
helped Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle was a good friend of mine. Kurt Angle was green. And so then I got called up from the office, and they asked me if I could help Kurt come along. And so, Kurt was nervous. nervous, and so I would never talk to him. I mean, at all. I would never talk to Kurt at all until like in the match, and he just froze. He just didn't know what to do, and so I had so much fun with Kurt because you know what, Kurt's a dangerous guy.
Oh yeah.
You know, he's real dangerous, but Kurt actually learned quick.
Sure.
Real quick.
He had the basic fundamentals for it.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think what he needed was somebody like you who could work a stick and be charismatic about it. I know
I've seen that match. You slammed him on the concrete.
And then I think
you were vicious.
You also dove from the top rope onto him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't do that stuff here. Why's that, Bob?
I never. Well, yes, I did.
Around that time period.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you were doing
did.
Frankensteiners and stuff.
He was working. Yeah, he was working Tony Sweat a lot.
Because actually, money's talk.
No, absolutely. Welcome to the family.
Yeah.
Good thing you didn't give that $2,000 to the janitor.
What? How did that come about? How did you end up?
How did I do
getting a tryout?
Get a tryout. Sent in tapes. I was good friends with Rakishi, and he kind of stuck in a good word for me. Evidently, they actually liked the tapes, and they called me up. And I had basically traveled back and forth up to Power Pro enough that they saw me enough. And it was so funny because like I was never booked on their shows. I just walked into the TV studio with my gear.
For Power Pro?
Yeah. And
yeah, so that's how you got booked on that?
Yes. I was actually in a match, and they said, who was that guy in the ring? He hitting on our card. And that's how I did it.
Hey,
really?
Junior.
So that's how. Where was it in Memphis?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
So you just walked in.
Walked right in.
Sweet.
That was Vince's feeder system back then.
Yes,
that was okay.
Yes, it was. That was owned by Jerry Lawler. And I was in the. It was actually me and Junior, and Eki and Matt and who was that? Two other guys.
I don't remember who they are.
Yeah, up against Tommy Rich.
Don't look at me. I saw the promo, but I don't remember it.
Anyway, I
The
actually
big shot
had
collars.
Yeah,
BSK.
that's it, BSK. But had some great barbed wire matches with old Tommy Rich.
You did?
Wonderful. It was
Fired
awesome.
up.
Oh, Tommy Rich was like over, just actually. Oh my gosh, he was taking his head and just slashing his head with a barbed wire. And so I asked him. I said, "Dude, what are you doing?" He says, "Hey, cut me." And I said, "Are you sure?" "Cut me, baby." So I grabbed my blade and sliced him open, man. That was my claim to fame.